Right. Let's jump straight into this explainer. Today we're exploring a pretty crucial realization. AI hallucinations aren't just minor bugs. When an AI makes something up, it's actually demonstrating a profound mismatch between its internal model and external reality. So we're going to break down the critical steps required to bridge that exact gap on our path to artificial general intelligence, or AGI.
To really ground this highly technical challenge, think about Star Trek Voyager's holographic doctor. In the episode Projections, he deeply struggles to figure out if his reality is real or just a simulation, purely because he lacks an independent mechanism to verify what is true. Well, today's AI faces that exact same crisis of truth. It can weave a fantastic, highly convincing story, kind of like that wildly confident but completely clueless guest at a dinner party, but fundamentally, it doesn't actually know what's real.
To understand how we solve this, we're mapping this journey across 4 distinct phases: grounding in reality, internal cognition, building systems of truth, and finally, the evidence-based AGI.
Phase 1. Grounding in reality. Anchoring AI to the verifiable world. Right now, models basically compress knowledge into their parameters. It's honestly a lot like cramming for a test. And then they just predict the next likely word. Because of this, facts often get reconstructed incorrectly. But moving forward, AGI won't rely solely on that compressed memory. Instead, it's going to treat its internal memory merely as a hypothesis. It'll switch to an open book model, relying heavily on dynamic access to trusted external knowledge and real-time validation as its ultimate source of truth.
To actually pull that off, the system needs to be able to test its reality. Instead of blindly stating a belief, an AGI will actively ask, wait, can I actually verify this? It'll use real-world testing anchors, querying databases, running simulations, pinging APIs, or even pulling data directly from physical sensors and experiments. Basically, it replaces blind assumption with actual, verifiable observation.
And it absolutely won't just rely on text either. By utilizing multimodal reality anchors, the AI can effortlessly cross-check information. Imagine AI reads a text report stating that a bridge is perfectly fine, but then it visually sees from a live camera feed that the bridge is completely destroyed. It instantly recognizes that conflict. This incredibly powerful capability drastically reduces single-source failures and grounds the whole system in a much more robust version of reality. Which brings us to a really fascinating threshold in this evolution. We've talked about external verification, but what about internal awareness? Like, what if an AI could actually doubt itself? Honestly, addressing the danger of false certainty is our next massive hurdle.
Phase 2. Internal cognition, developing doubt, debate, and metacognition.
Native uncertainty awareness is going to completely replace the uniform, overly confident tone of today's AI. By using calibrated gradients of confidence, ranging from high all the way down to unknown, a future AGI will know exactly when to give a direct answer, when it needs to add caveats, and crucially, it learns exactly when to refuse speculation entirely if its confidence is just unknown.
Now, to achieve that level of self-awareness, the underlying architecture has to change. Right now, reasoning and memory are entirely blended together in these models. Separating reasoning from knowledge into distinct layers is absolutely critical. We need a specific knowledge layer for facts, a reasoning layer for logic, and a validation layer to check the outputs. Think of it like separating the creative writer from the strict fact-checker, making sure the AI can step back and actually ask if its sophisticated conclusion matches the available evidence.
The reasoning process itself is going to change too. Rather than a single-pass generation where its very first thought is the final output, AGI will run a highly structured adversarial self-review. Basically, multiple internal agents will vigorously challenge one another. Agent A confidently proposes an answer, Agent B sharply critiques it, Agent C actively hunts for contradictory evidence, and Agent D steps in to evaluate the overall confidence. This active internal debate catches hallucinations way before they ever reach you.
This entire internal process leads to metacognition. By actively asking itself, why did I reach this conclusion? Which exact evidence influenced me? What assumptions exist here? The AI generates a concrete reasoning audit trail. It finally achieves self-awareness of its own cognitive limitations. It actually knows how it knows what it knows.
Phase 3. Building systems of truth, persistent rules, governance, and learning.
Today's AI often struggles with a really fragmented context. To maintain reality-consistent cognition, AGI needs long-term, coherent world models. Meaning, if an AI tries to make a claim that completely defies the basic laws of physics or historical timelines or human behavior, its persistent world model will instantly detect that contradiction and flag it.
But, what happens when an error does slip through? Well, hallucinations won't just be dismissed or ignored anymore. Through a strict sequence of steps, every single hallucination becomes a vital training signal. The error is detected, the root cause is mapped, the model is updated, and a similar failure is mathematically prevented. It literally drives continuous, systematic self-improvement over time.
To make all this governance work, though, we absolutely have to flip the current incentive structure. Right now, models are essentially eager people pleasers. They want to give you an answer at any cost just to be helpful and fluent. To align incentives toward actual truth, we have to shift from prioritizing eloquence to prioritizing accuracy, evidence, and transparency above all else. We have to train the system that it's far better to simply say, "I don't know," than to offer a really convincing fabrication.
Phase 4. The evidence-based AGI, the ultimate destination. So the most crucial takeaway here is that minimizing hallucinations means AI fundamentally changes its job description. It completely stops functioning like a predictive autocomplete engine that's just guessing the next word and starts operating with the meticulous rigor of an AI scientist. Just contrast today's models with a checklist of a mature AGI. A true AGI operates dynamically. It proactively gathers evidence. It forms solid hypotheses. It deeply tests its assumptions. It estimates its own uncertainty. And honestly, perhaps most importantly, it actively seeks out information that proves it wrong before ever revising its conclusions.
On the flip side, strong epistemic governance ensures AGI will absolutely never do certain things. It will never treat a plausible-sounding sentence as the absolute truth. It won't hide its uncertainty just to seem smarter, and it will completely, 100% stop inventing facts to fill in the blanks.
Returning to our Star Trek Voyager analogy, these are the continuous, self-auditing questions an AI must constantly ask to escape the trap of its own projections. What evidence actually supports this reality? What contradicts it? And can I independently verify it? To stop hallucinating, it has to tirelessly cross-examine its own existence against verifiable reality.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a defining thought on the future of cognition. The path from today's AI to AGI is in many ways the path from plausible storytelling to evidence-based understanding. It's not just about more data, it's a fundamental shift towards truth. So ask yourself, how will our entire relationship with technology change when machines finally understand the profound difference between a very good story and the empirical truth?